Hello, everyone. Welcome to season 12, and it is the award show tonight. And I cannot wait. Then this is going to be cracking, Alex, isn't it? And of course, all three leagues going to be in this award show tonight. And I got to say, probably the second best thing of the season, apart from the driver draw.
Well, I think the driver was more impressive, to be fair. But of course, we do need to give our plaudits to those who have done a fantastic job this season as well. Not yourself though.
I suppose. I suppose we do, yeah. But if I don't win driver of the year, I'm going to be fuming. I tell you that. First, though, we got to do the 100%ers, which has been absolutely fantastic. We got quite a lot in gold. I'm very impressed, Alex. Actually, of course I've been very critical of some of the attendance, but great to see all those names on there, isn't it? Very impressive.
Yes, and there's one that I missed off, which is myself, but I'm not included in the award anyway, so that's all right. Yeah, Legend then for the 100% attendance, 16 rounds completed then from Legend as well then, and a fantastic season as well for the Racing Bull driver.
Fantastic stuff indeed there for Legend. Brilliant stuff. Silver, we've only got four drivers on that board then, but we always seem to have reflection on that board, don't we? He's a very committed young man then, isn't he then? But who's going to get that, who's going to be the 100% winner? And it is Jay Hings then. And goodness gracious me, he missed off the promotion this season, but at least he got a win there, Alex.
Yeah, good consistent season, of course, with the Rebel team, I should say, and yeah, gets the rewards with a 20%, £20 PSN voucher as well. Good stuff.
Goodness me, I need to wind my neck in because winning Red Bull, of course, Red Bull really good in this silver constructors, weren't they? Which we'll see in just a jiffy. And then on bronze as well, and look at all those 100%ers as well. I don't know why my name's not on there, Alex. Goodness gracious me, I only missed one, and I pitted and quit the other one. Fantastic as well, Mr. Elite getting the award. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Mr. Elite. Great stuff indeed. I'm really impressed actually with the amount of 100%ers we had this season. To be honest, we must just have 16 races all the time then, shouldn't we, Alex? Or do you disagree on that?
No, we need to fill the calendar back out, so yeah, we'll fill it up for next season.
Good.
So,
I'm glad you said that because I must say I don't really like short seasons, but then again, not 16 and too bad. But yeah, on with the award show then. And of course, it's a bit of a different format this season, isn't it, Alex? And so, of course, we're going to be, we've got all the awards in one video tonight, there, which is really good stuff indeed. So, it's kind of sharing sharing all the plaudits from each league, then, which is really good stuff indeed. Because as much as we are at different championships, it's great to have all of us unified into one video, isn't it, Alex?
yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's a bit of a shorter spiel than we usually do, but again, more fun.
Oh, it should be. I cannot wait as well. Then, of course, as you can see, then, so this season for season 12, then, of course, this is the shortest season we've ever had in ALR. Alex, I must say, I was feeling that this is going to help some drivers, not others. As a driver, well, both drivers actually. Goodness me, we're both drivers. And did you feel a bit more comfortable with it being such a long season, or less of a long season?
I prefer the longer seasons, to be fair, but I think obviously it can help and hinder. I think we spoke about it way back at the beginning of the season as well. It feels like a long time ago still, even though it was the shortest season of ALR history. But no, it was a good overall season, I think. And like I said, I think a lot of drivers preferred it to be a shorter season going into the end of the game cycle as well. So yeah.
Definitely, and we're now on to the most improved awards. And the nominees, and this is for gold, then, is Legends. Absolutely, Legends was a legend in this season, wasn't he? And ever since Legend has stepped foot into ALR Formula One racing, he's just got better and better and better. The next candidate is Kaz Van Von. Then, especially in the latter stage of the season, I think he scored the most points in between, apart from Sam Swift Ninja, obviously. In between, I think it was like round 10 and round 13, 14, 15. And then, of course, Morris as well, who Morris showed flashes of brilliance and potentially could have and should have won more than a few Grand Prix, which I think he only won. I don't think he won any this year, actually, did he? He did get on the podium a few times, but as we mentioned, he should have won. He should have won a few more than did. And congratulations there to Legends then, who won the most improved. And so really good stuff indeed. We'll go on to Mayran now. Then is that how I pronounce his name? To be honest, I always get a lot of banter from Serious Mushroom on that one. But Mayran is next off the list. Then, of course, driving around in Singapore. Then up next is R2B. Remember, I keep banging on about this, Alex, but I always say about R2B coming in from 100% and into Grand Prix racing. Of course, he won won the race right off the bat in Australia. And as a team, Aston Martin himself was pretty impressive indeed. And here's the Duke, I like to call him. And I think, early predictions, Alex, because you know me, I love a good prediction. Championship challenger for silver next season, maybe even champion. What do you reckon about that?
My goodness me, that's very early on indeed. Of course, Duke then does claim the winner then for most improved in silver as well then, so alongside Legend in the Racing Group team. Good lineup there. But yeah, that's fantastic stuff indeed. And of course, now with the most improved for bronze as well, then we've got Astra John then in the McLaren this season. We've got partner in Ginner, which was quite a good team lineup, I should say, sorry, for the McLaren team. And Astra John then really picked up in the second half of the season. Goodness me, there's a ginger rage on screen. I get scared every time that happens. But in Canada, no less, I think that was one of your best results of the season as well after Qatar, wasn't it? We got P5, but nonetheless, we'll skip off that. And then we've got Willie as well then in Singapore. Of course, Willie then had a bit of an up and down season. I know you've told us before that he can sometimes practice, which means he can do a bit better in the races. But yeah, I think when he's done a good season indeed. Then it's an all Racing Bull lineup then for the most improved winners, with Legend then for gold, then Duke from silver, and Ginger Rage. You've won an award there in bronze and for most improved.
Blimey! I gotta say thank you very much to Farpy. Obviously, I paid him some dosh on that one. Yeah, all an all RB lineup there. Worst team name ever potentially. But I gotta say, I say about Legends and how much he's improved that, and also, of course, as well with Winnie doing a good job as well over the course of the season. There's been, I'm just naming a few off the top of my head, then, but all those most improved drivers, it's very difficult to. Sometimes it's very difficult to measure drivers on performance just because of how the balance of how the game changes and things like that. But I must say that I think it's a massive accolade to get most improved, because obviously me winning it as well, obviously. But do you agree with those facts there, Alex, or am I just making up an absolute baloney there?
I agree that there's definitely been an error in the bronze result there for sure, but. No, I think, like you said, even in a shorter season that we've touched on before we began in the awards sort of nominees and the winners as well. Even in a shorter season, there is a lot of ups and downs throughout the duration of the season as well. Then, and like you just touched on, then to be a most improved driver then is a good accolade, because it means that throughout the season there's been gradual improvement rather than sort of dips and troughs and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, great stuff indeed, and well done to Legend and Duke, and commiserations to the rest of bronze who were nominated for most improved.
Indeed. most consistent up next. This one, I feel with this one there, this one can go under the radar a bit, can't it, with most consistent? Brabbit is up first, and I do shout from the rooftops with Brabbit, because I always remember his silver championship was absolutely superb. And then we got Immortal up next, and of course, most consistent, certainly he basically reserved that pole position, Alex. Goodness gracious me, I think he had 11 poles in the end. Absolutely incredible stuff. He's actually equaled the great Emerson on 22 poles in gold then. And then we've got Equals as well then. Those are 3 nominations there, Alex. I must say, then I don't know how you guys was able to vote for that. I can't remember who I voted for then, because I think I chose all 3, even though I'm not allowed to choose all 3, Alex.
Yeah, I think it's probably the most toughest category then, as B Rabbit then is crowned the champion then for the most consistent of gold season 12. Well done then to B Rabbit as well, but like you said, it was difficult to choose from any, but it was not just the 3 of them, there was more candidates as well available there. Most consistent from silver then is the first nominee is Jay Hings then in the Rebel again, and like I said, Jay Hings I think took to like a duck to water to silver, of course, having his first, I think it was his first season, first full season anyway. But really good job indeed. Then Nameless then of course claiming victory here in Japan then very early on in the season as well. Then the second nominee for most consistent, and the champion, and of course Flippy then, I spoiled it. No, the champion and Flippy is the third nominee for most consistent in silver season 9.
Oh my gosh, Flippy won, fantastic. But on a serious note, Flippy, I think, to be honest, you can't even argue, can you? Because he was in first position 7 times in the last 7 races. That's absolutely ridiculous. That really is. I think that's a new record in silver. Moving on to the most consistent for bronze then. We've got Luke then, of course, a championship challenger throughout the season. Dynamo Dan, as I think he mentioned it in the Discord earlier on today, about if he had this consistency last season, he would have been fantastic. and Dynamo Dan really was, I felt, almost back to his best this season, which is really good to see. Not good for me, obviously. And then, of course, Dan, our champion from silver as well. Silver, oh gosh, from bronze as well. Fantastic season. And all three of those drivers, I think that's been my downfall for bronze this season, because lack of safety cars, lack of anything like untoward that goes on, which has really hurt me, I think, in the championship this season. But Luke getting most consistent, I cannot disagree with that. And his two Kick Sauers, basically, Kick Sauer have absolutely dominated the championships this year, haven't they? Been really good stuff indeed then. But most consistent overall, Alex, as a category then, and those drivers that won that.
Yeah, you could say that in terms of constructor, I think Kick Sauber have been one of the most consistent team, which is why you can see them so high up in winning 2 championships in the drivers, that is, and the constructors in all 3 as well, wasn't it? Oh, I'm not quite sure. Can't remember what happened in silver now. But no. They definitely won constructors in gold and bronze, of course, as well. Just missed out on the final race of the season then for Luke to win the drivers' championship in bronze as well, which was very close indeed. But like you said, again, consistency is very important then, even over a shorter season, or especially over a shorter season actually as well, you could say, because picking up points wherever you can, even if it's not the big points that you want, it's points on the board at least, and that's going to be helpful in terms of your championship charge.
It certainly is indeed, and that's something. Well, for as I'm now a racer, Alex, and I'm also obviously I'm an expert, but consistency was a major problem for me, because one week I was okay, and then the next week I was absolutely nowhere. If I remember rightly, I was very depressed. What was the race before Qatar? I can't remember which one when it was now, but I was so far off the pace, and then luckily in Qatar it rained, and then basically I kind of reversed into that 5th position. But it's so difficult where it just goes up and down. And I must admit, I was only consistent between 15th and 18th, to be fair. Anyway, consistency is absolute paramount to a championship challenge. Next up is the best performance, and of course this is in a single race set, and I don't want to say too much, but Pease, and unfortunately that was his only finish of the season, and he went from 17th to 3rd for Pease, and he needs to get back to his best set. And Alex, I don't know how this has happened. Obviously, you've been bribing. Who have you been bribing? 15th to 4th, fantastic stuff indeed there in Sandport. It was really good stuff indeed. I must admit, actually, that was a really good race from yourself, Alex, painful to say. And then we got Morris as well, who I feel that, again, he's on the cusp, I feel, Morris is. I do feel he's on the cusp of that next group of drivers that could potentially challenge Sam Swift next season, but it's all very much in the pipeline. And you've won, so I don't know how you got nominated, and somehow you've won as well. Fantastic.
I have to just say thank you very much to everyone who voted for me. I'm very, very grateful. I've won an award, and that's all I can hope for this season in terms of winning anything. So, yeah, we could drive that, to be fair, but I don't think I could pull that off ever again.
Certainly not. Anyway, Gordo next then. That great manoeuvre got Gordo on the Les Combes straight was fantastic. Then Flippy from 7th to 1st. Of course, I keep bringing this up. Flippy probably hates me, but I keep bringing this up about that was an incredible drive in that British Grand Prix, but sadly he finished 3rd in the end, I believe, didn't he? And then, of course, R2B in the Australian Grand Prix. What a way to start up that silver season then, of course, with R2B winning that race well. And that came out of left field for me, to be fair, because I was not expecting that. And R2B with the best performance of the season, Alex.
Yeah, I think again for silver, well deserved. It was very tight and compact grid, wasn't it, as well? And that's why I think there was quite minimal position changes in terms of drastic position changes for silver. But R2B from 11th then in the opening race of the season and to claim the victory then was absolutely fantastic. And this man here as well, Luke, then doing a Hamilton and Verstappen challenge and starting last in Brazil, then getting himself up into P7 there in the Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff indeed from him as well. And then of course his teammate Smithy Almighty here in Singapore then did a great job then from 16th to P6 in the end as well, followed by Mr. Elite then who got himself all up into P4 as well then here in Zandvoort. So it seems to be Mr. Elite and Knowlesy thing then in Zandvoort then, Ginger Rage. So have something to say about that.
I got a lot to say about that. Ironically, is Luke getting the best performance winner. And by the way, Smithy getting nominated and also having 3 Constructors Championship wins in a row. Let's see if he still gets a decent teammate next season, because he's not an admin next season. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? You know how much I love to stir the pot, Alex. Of course, my interviews are also quite bad as well at the moment. Every time there's an incident, I go straight in and see what the jurors' opinions are, which I know none of you admins like me to do, but I do love to stir the pot every now and again. Of course, it makes everything interesting, doesn't it? But on a serious note, though, best performances, I must say it is so difficult to get everything right, because the best performance is not just about like reversing into a 5th position like I did in Qatar. I don't think I mentioned that, but I did finish 5th in Qatar. But also the fact is that you have to nail these strategies correctly, and also stay out of trouble as well. Do not break front wings and all that kind of stuff. And I think that all those winners there was absolutely supreme stuff indeed. So hats off to the best performance of the season from all those drivers there. Really, really well done indeed then, which is fantastic. Which is fantastic stuff indeed then. I must say, Alex, about your race in Zandvoort, and how difficult was it to string all these string all that together then? Because I must say it is so difficult to get a good race going.
Oh yeah, it was a bit of a shock, to be fair. When I found myself up there, I wasn't sure what was going on, to be honest. But it just shows, well, yeah, like I said, especially I think it was Jamie Morris's Saudi Arabian qualifying that was the difficult part, where he started P18, and it just shows that even in the most difficult circumstances, you can get yourself through the field. So yeah, credit to all the guys apart from me.
A love kiss as well. I signed myself a bit short, Alex, but I do agree with you. Cam is up for the best overtake of the season end. So this is the nominations then, and I do love this category because it just shows some absolute fantastic brilliance there. Next up is Chappers as well, banging away with the McLaren. Goodness gracious me! And there's an Alpine there as well. I need to get my Specsavers on there in a very challenging Chinese Grand Prix and in the wet as well. That is a great overtake there from Chappers. Goodness gracious me! I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the B word, but he certainly got a lot of them. And then Troy A as well in this. Look at how squeaky bum time it was here in Spain. And I must say, I think I was absolutely dumbfounded how he got through all that fracas. And Chappers there with the best overtake of the season. Then, yes, indeed, he certainly does have balls, doesn't he? Fantastic. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but James Hunt said it on BBC, so hopefully it's all good. But then again, actually, maybe I shouldn't actually use James Hunt as a measuring stick, as I think he got told off for somebody said on the BBC once. Farfair overtake as well. It's good stuff indeed there for Farfair. I'm not going to say anything more about that because he's abandoned us tonight to go to Amsterdam in the red light district. Kiki going on the inside into Spoon Curve. That is incredible. Remember that I think Verstappen and Vettel tried that a couple of seasons ago and that didn't work out well. And then Jay Hings on the outside in the triangle chicane. Good gracious me. My word. Wow, incredible stuff. And there is, I got to say, sometimes we do see some awkward incidents, but in all 3 of those clips, Alex, good job I'm sat down because I would have fell over there. Jay Hings there for overtake of the season for silver. Fantastic stuff indeed there. And then on to bronze as well. Rocket Lee, 2 for the price of 1 going into the ZRS there for Rocket Lee. He was in inspired form in that Williams car that day. You probably could have picked so many overtakes in that Brazilian Grand Prix for Rocket Lee. Mega stuff indeed. Dynamo Dan then. Is that me? Fantastic. Oh, no, it's not. And there's Dynamo Dan then. Oh my gosh, on the outside into the Brundle turn, into the car park. Really well done indeed there. I struggled to get 1 car through there, let alone 3. Fantastic stuff indeed. Oh, here I am. Fantastic. Again, it's in the rain, Alex. I think you should call me the Rainmaster from now on, shouldn't you? Really, absolutely fantastic. And is this me overtaking Smithy? I think it is indeed there. Obviously, me putting Smithy in his place. It was so good, Alex. You even switched over. 3 of the best overtakes there. It's such a good art to overtake. I struggled. It's all about me, isn't it? Tonight, goodness me, it's because I'm now an F1 driver. But but overtake, it's so difficult in ALR. I struggled so much to get past drivers, especially when I was going for undercuts and things like that. Overtake is such a good art, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely the art of a masterful overtake is definitely what you are a master of. But no, it was well again, like I said, especially with the even with the clip from Farf, we have an overtake from with involving Farf there as well, didn't we? And that was
Yeah,
all pretty good and tidy. So no, like I said, I
very
think
unusual.
there was a lot of battles throughout this season in every division, of course, as it usually is anyway. But I think even more so, in some senses, I think a shorter season sort of spices up the races in a bit because of people a bit more keen to get some points. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, I think overall it's been absolutely brilliant to watch. So there's some very entertaining races for all three divisions throughout the season. Some fantastic moves, some fantastic teamwork as well. Then throughout all divisions as well. And like I said, credit to all drivers. Unfortunately, Ninja Raid was an award winner again. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm very good at bribing. You see, I failed my anti-bribery course at work the other day, so that's probably why. Um, on- but on a serious note, I just heard you mention about getting some more overtakes done, and we had a lot more spectacular overtakes. I felt this season than we did last season. Well, I was going to go on to a point, but no, we're on for driver of the season. I think that this is why you put the video short, aren't you, Alex? Because you don't want me to drone on. Right, driver of the season. First up, it's Menace, not Menace Max, as I'm still living in 2010, I think. Menace, I can't believe I'm saying this, but still only one Grand Prix win to his name. But he is so consistent. Menace is, but unfortunately, he just doesn't get that win. Immortal as well. He was consistent in qualifying. He has been superb in qualifying, and to be fair, equaling Emerson's pole record is fantastic. 11 pole positions in the season is absolutely mega step indeed. And of course, Sam Swift Ninja. I must say, this season is probably one of the most impressive seasons you will ever see from a champion, and the first ever triple world champion of ALR, Alex.
Yeah, like you said, both Max and Immortal took the challenge on, didn't they? Trying to rival Sam Swift this season, but Sam then was just too good for them, unfortunately. But hopefully next season it'll be different. But of course, Sam then a three-time ALR Gold champion. Then that's the first time anybody's done that before. So credit to him there as well. Then Dylan then in silver, then the first nominee for driver of the season as well. Then of course Dylan. Sorry, I'm losing my voice as I usually do when I start speaking. But Dylan then a fantastic season as well. Then P2 in silver. Then Nameless, of course, a challenger. Then got a couple of wins under his belt. Then in Japan and here in Portugal as well. It looks like. So credit to Nameless as well. Then a great drive this season. And of course, this man here, then the champion then for silver season 9. Then it was Flippy, of course, then who gets himself a nice win in Qatar, where he wins the title then as well with one race to go. And blimey, there we go then, he's on the top step as well then. So it's Kick Sauber 1 and 2 then with Sam Swift from gold and Flippy from silver as well.
That's been the story of season 12 of ALR. Just kick Sauber, hasn't it? They've had an incredible roster of drivers. Is roster a right word, or am I in America now? Possibly. But they was impressive stuff indeed. Dynamo Dan there. Dan there, nomination. Oh, goodness me, we've got a bit of debris come off as well. Dan clinching the championship in fine style in Abu Dhabi, which is really impressive stuff indeed. And of course, Luke was ever present throughout most of the season, wasn't he? And also again in the kick Sauber. It was so incredibly close, wasn't it, in the Bronze Championship? I must admit, it was so enthralling to watch. Very good stuff indeed. And yeah, it is an all kick Sauber driver of the season there, Alex. My goodness gracious me. OP is the word I'm thinking of.
Yep, OP Green Machine, and that's all we've got to say about that. But no, credit to all three fantastic drivers this fantastic seasons throughout season 12 or season 9, obviously for the silver and bronze as well. But absolutely brilliant stuff. And again, not just on the driver of the season, but to everybody who's put in a fantastic stint this season, as in any category, in any role. It's been greatly appreciated, because we need all you drivers to be turning up to be putting on these races as well. I have to say as well, back to the championship fight with Dan as well. Then Dan winning the title in the final race. That bronze final race of ALR in F124 was, I think, the best race of the season in my eyes. Unfortunately, I was on commentary, but watching it and just spectating it was absolutely epic. That final race of bronze season 9, and of course, like I said, the final race for ALR on 2024.
I gotta say, it was very hard to race in that last race because I was so enthralled about what was going on at the front. I almost fell off the track twice, to be fair, because I was listening to you and to you and what was going on. It was incredible to listen to, and absolutely privileged to be a part of as well. It was a fantastic showdown. And that's I'm obviously gonna be a bit biased here, but I love a bit of a final showdown, and it's really good to have, wasn't it? And fair play to Luke and Dan to because I bet the pressure was absolutely immense there. And talking about like stories of the season, I think one mistake from Luke costing the championship, and that's potentially not pitting on the same lap potentially. But of course, you can't really point the finger, can you? I mean, goodness me, ifs and buts and all that kind of stuff. Also, Alex, just a quick mention about our admins as well. Of course, Smithy is going to be taking a back seat now as well. But hats off to Smithy, who's done a great job in silver. Farf done a great job in bronze, and of course, you doing a great job in gold. Then thank you very much to all the admins indeed. Then. It's been superb stuff indeed. Of course, we've got an announcement coming up in the near future about the new admins and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's going to be fantastic stuff, Ben. And F1 25 is just around the corner. Oh, I cannot wait then. It's going to be fantastic, and I hope to see you all on the grid in a couple of weeks' time then, I think, anyway. See you then. Goodbye.